Harold Arnold, 20709 Bowling Green. The announcement you made tonight about the senior center, the recreation department, and all those other things that affect the city. The mayor said something last week, which was true. He said we do get money in, and we do. We get money coming in. It's going to be the challenge is the best way to use what's coming in. We're not like we're reflect. We may not get what we think we need to get, but we'll get enough money somehow. But I look at this as not the end of the road or the end of anything. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for the city to look at the strengths of the city, to prioritize, look at the weaknesses and the threats and any new opportunities. So the mood is pretty somber, but I think you got to get beyond the somber mood and start looking at those other things. I didn't heard one thing. If we must close the senior center and it must stay closed, then why don't we call a neighboring community and work with them to provide service? Regionalization in some cases can and does work. We maybe can't do it all on our own. I think we're trying to do everything all by ourselves on our own. And sometimes that just can't be. Sometimes you have to look beyond these city boundaries and see what else can happen. I think when we look at the appropriations, and this is just my opinion, that we're looking at the same way of delivering the services that we've been delivering. We haven't looked at any. Have we looked at anything new? I mean, sometimes a new method and a new way can get the same thing done for lesser cost. I just see. I don't hear that, but maybe you have discussed some of those things. So regionalization certainly is something I would look at. Maybe look at a different way of delivering services. Even the departments that made the cut and are staying in the budget, maybe look at how those services are delivered. And maybe there's ways, there's costs, or maybe there's efficiencies we can gain by looking at other ways of doing things. And I sent something to every email. Mr. Halen said donate time, and also you could, here's an idea, I'll bring it up, you could donate money. The city is allowed, I think the city is allowed to accept donations. So if those that support the senior center and that want to see the programs going, make a donation. You can always, and maybe there's enough people that can make enough donations at the programs, or a streamlined version of what just to cut it out completely might not be the best option, but maybe with the donations, with the grants, then you might be able to put at least a minimal effort into senior programs. So if the levy had passed and you would have paid that much in taxes, then figure out how much you would have paid and donate that amount to the city every year. For I think it's 5 years. So whatever your increased taxes would have been for the 5 years, donate that money to the city. I think they'll gladly accept it, and that might help out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dorothy Dragon, 5147 Joseph Street.
Go ahead.
I've lived there 64
Dorothy,
years.
please speak into the microphone, please. Pull it down and speak into the microphone, please.
I've lived on Joseph 64 years. I'm the mother of 7 children, 36 grandchildren, 27 great-grandchildren. It's a large family, and I know all of them by name. I took care of my mom in her last years, and when she passed, there was a void in my life, and I was encouraged to come to the senior center. And I signed up in 1997. I met a dear friend here, and we became buddies. We did a lot of things together. We went to church together, shopping, Coleman department store bargains together, all that kind of stuff. It was just wonderful. At that time we had vacations. One of our seniors handled trips, We went out on all kinds of trips, day trips. We went out to lunches and things like that. It just filled my life. And I was real happy because it was something for me to get up in the morning, put on makeup, get dressed, and come down to the center. Otherwise, I probably would have been in pajamas. So I'm grateful for this group because at that time they offered a lot of things. Some of the have passed. We lost one of our social workers, and as a result, there's no more line dancing, no more exercise, there's no more health and diet, but that's okay. We still have chair exercise in the morning on Mondays, and Tuesdays we have speakers that will come in, that come from the hospitals and areas like that, or social, homes that come in to give us talks about what they have to offer for us in our old age. There's still art class on Fridays. We used to have crocheting. We had a lot of fun. And it's, that was just all extra, besides the good hot meal. And if there's leftovers, we're offered seconds. And I'm always happy to go home with an extra carton of milk because I don't drink coffee. And you know now milk costs more than gasoline. I also enjoyed I benefited by our social workers. I wear hearing aids and I have trouble. I didn't understand, I probably only understood about 4 words what the young man said before me. So that's why you don't see my face down here, because it's a little depressing when I can't understand what's going on. So when I come to doing business over the telephone, I'm usually here with one of the social workers, and they've gotten me good prescription insurance. They've gotten me good secondary insurance. They put me on automatic payment of the gas and electric. I never got to the telephone. They've gotten, helped me with Social Security. I've been, because of my income, I've been widowed 41 years. So my income qualifies me for the pantry, and I use it every month, and it's a great help. And the other thing is that it keeps my blood pressure down, because when I'm on the phone and I don't understand, the young generation talks softer, they talk faster, and with my hearing, at this point in my life, as I'm 91 and a half years old, I really need it. And I give that glory to the Lord, because I have nothing to do other than just enjoy life.
Thank you, Dorothea. Thank you.
Yes. And I wanted to just say one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
A recent widow said today, she said, you know, this senior center is like my second family. And that's how we feel about one another.
I'll be after you. Alicia Henderson. I own the property at 5
5567 Oakwood Avenue. Good evening, council and residents. I lived on Oakwood Avenue for 9 years. However, after 3 attempted burglaries, I decided to move. The home was a rental property for less than a year. I have now decided to sell the home. I received a full price offer on the home, which actually is not good news because the home is worth less than half, is what I'm told, and it was whenever I bought it. So I have to sell the home for less than half of what I bought it for. So I was forced to short sell the home. I'm being forced to short sell the home. I had a point of sale inspection on November 15th, in which I was told there were some violations, which are not valid. I was told I needed to get GFI outlets installed in the home. However, in September of 2012, every outlet in the home was checked and grounded and was given a GFC outlet by an electrician. I even had a city inspection for the rental property, and the home passed the inspection. I was told that there were no violations and that all outlets were grounded. I also was told to fix or tear down an outdoor fireplace, which is actually the center point of the yard. It is not in disrepair. I have pictures of it if you'd like to see it, and it works perfectly fine. These inaccurate violations have negatively affected the sale of my property. And at this point, it may end up being a vacant foreclosure as I can't afford it anymore. I take issue with the building department point of sale inspections, which negatively affect sellers as well as buyers because homes have to be, the repairs have to be escrow. Escrow repairs lead to foreclosures. According to Zillow states that there are 388 foreclosures or pre-foreclosures in Maple Heights. And this is not just this month, this is over a course of a few months. However, according to my realtors, I'm not precise numbers, there are 22 active foreclosures in the city of Maple Heights, and there are 34 short sales. Maple Heights averages more foreclosures than other suburbs. Homes spend an average of 85 to 200 days on the market in the city of Maple Heights. In comparison, Garfield Heights averages 78 days on the market. And this has gone down because they have removed their escrow requirement. It was previously 90 days. The foreclosure rate and their short sales have dropped also. Real estate moves faster whenever a greater number of people can't afford to buy the house. The escrow requirement takes the home out of reach of people who could buy the home. Your stringent POS inspections, and I do agree, POS point of sale inspections are important. However, Maple Heights is more stringent than other cities that are getting homes sold. The escrow requirement is a detriment to homes being sold. Foreclosures drop property values. This is what happened to me because of all the foreclosures in the area. Foreclosures drop property and the money that you can receive in taxes. I would appreciate your assistance with my issue and would like for you to reconsider your point of sale requirements. You want to have homes sold so that you can bring revenue into the city. Additionally, the building department can be reached. I tried calling the building department between 11 o'clock yesterday and 3:30 today, and every time you get a message that states that they're on lunch or on another call. So I would have addressed this with them, but I could not. My last statement, I hear about your senior center. I don't know, it seems like the city of Maple Heights needs to invest in a very good grant writer. Right. Because what we do in the nonprofit area and in my school district, we invest in grant writers who are able to find money for programs like senior centers, and it does not come out of your budget. So I think that may be an option that Maple Heights would maybe want to address, because not only can you provide programs for your seniors, but you can provide programs for your youth also. That's right.
My name is Tangela Madden, Mayor, Council, residents of Maple Heights. I'm a Maple Heights resident.
Can you have your address, please?
No, is that required of me in order to speak?
Yes.
She doesn't want to. I don't think she has to. She doesn't want to. I don't think she has any
Everybody else
need
has
to give
to.
her address. Rules don't be rules. Those aren't rules anywhere.
Excuse me? Yeah, the rules. Is there rules that I have to give my address?
No, it's a rule we've made up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I have several concerns regarding Maple But before I get to that, I have a concern with one of your council members. From this council person on November 3rd, when we're on Warrensville, holding signs for issue 99, I was told I was stupid, I was childish, and if I didn't like what was going on, I should move from Maple. That council person is Tony Jones. I beg to differ with you. I've lived in Maple for several years, and I will stay in Maple. You will not tell me where to go. I have been a resident of Maple Heights for many, many years, and I have many concerns about Maple. One of my concerns are the homes that's going to be demolished. Years ago, you received a grant from the government, and you tore down homes. Some of those homes didn't need to be torn down. So I would like to know the criteria for the homes that you're about to tear down in the future. There was a bid on a home, but because Maple were getting more money to tear that home down, you tore it down. I have issue with that. Because when you tear these homes down, your property value goes down, you're not receiving income tax, you're not receiving real estate tax on these homes, you're not getting someone in that home who's going to take care of the home and the property. So I have an issue with homes being torn down when they should not be torn down. And also you brought up about the vacant lots. I've been trying for years to purchase a vacant lot. Years. And it still has not been done. Because whatever foothold you have on it, you continue to have it there. I also have issue with being told that the way the residents voted on election day, they were stupid, and other names that was called. That shouldn't be. The main objective should be to get out and vote. You have no way or reason or concerns about how the person votes, because that's their right. They have a right when they push those ballots or mark that pen whichever way they want to vote. That's up to them. The main objective is to get the people out to vote. And if council and everyone else who was pushing for all these issues, who wanted these issues passed, sure, it would have been wonderful if the senior citizens had been, the issue had passed. But council was so consumed in issue 99 that they neglected all these other issues. Knock on doors, let people know what's going on, speak to them, tell them what's happening. And then, if they choose not to vote on it, then you've done your best. But if you have not addressed people and told them how important these issues is, what do you expect from them? Thank you.
I'm 14201 Driver Road. I believe you people have seen me on several occasions here in the last few months. Unfortunately, not everybody comes to these meetings. I wish they would. My councilman, Alex Adams, has done a terrific job of letting people know what's going on. I'm sure all the others have done so as well. I have an objection to some of the statements regarding the issuance of housing in Maple Heights. And that is, the state and the city has reduced your values in the city of Maple Heights. And there's another issue that I have as well. People, I'm very internet savvy, by the way, as you probably noticed. I have checked several properties in Maple Heights where there has been rental homes. People have bought these homes and they've lied to the city. Number one, that they were renting them, they were not renting them. Their son was going to move there. Perfect example. a house next door to me. Okay, I investigated the real estate taxes. That woman hasn't paid those taxes in 2 years since she bought that home. Why? She hasn't paid city tax for rental property that she owns. She's getting a profit. This house is rented. Renters, believe me, the majority of them, not in my case, the house next door is rented. I have lovely black people living there. They're great. They're great people. And I don't mean that derogatory. They are very, very good people. We are. We are all. Yes, you are. And what I'm saying is, people that rent houses do not take care of their property. I'm sorry. If you own it, you're going to take care of it, I feel. Maybe I'm wrong in some cases, because in this case, she is taking care of the property and it is being well maintained. However, the landlord doesn't pay her city taxes. So we have an issue.
I'm sorry, would you please give some courtesy to the speaker? We don't agree, disagree, just listen.
I understand you're upset over there, and because of my statement, maybe I choose the wrong word. But I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I didn't mean to. What I meant to say was, there are other people moving into the city, white, black, whatever, and Hispanic, whatever. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem, though, with the way people take care of property, and we can volunteer and help one another out. Neighbors, helping neighbors shovel their snow, cut their grass, whatever we can do to help people out. And I'm upset because the senior citizen group, the people that are older, such as myself, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm 71, by 75, my husband is also 75. We do the neighbor's grass. We do help out. If we would all pitch in together, we could help one another out. I agree. So let's give that a thought. Thank you very much.
And I'm behind her.
My name is Katura Johnson.
I'm behind you.
And I live at 15039 James College. Okay, I'm here to speak on several issues, mostly because of the senior citizen. I purchased my home about 17 years ago. And when I moved into Maple Heights, I was really pleased with several of their services. I especially enjoyed the leaf pickup. Little things help. The quick snow removal, the quick police response to an issue. You know what else I enjoyed? The way they picked up and returned the seniors back home. I have an elderly mother living with me, and when I moved there, first she was just being home all day long as I worked. And a neighbor told me about the senior center. I took a day off work, came down and got her registered. And then she had somewhere to go during the day instead of just being at home. And it was so nice to hear her come home and talk about, I felt like I knew the people. I felt like I knew Joe. I mean, she talked about these people. I felt like I knew them because they were somebody. But more importantly, it gave those seniors a chance to go somewhere and to associate and to keep their minds active. And I didn't know all those services were cut. Although she didn't line dance, I know they did line dancing. I know she told me she'd go upstairs and she exercised. And seniors and middle-aged people too actually need that type of exercise. And to see it being cut is just, it's heartbreaking because, you know, when the tax levy was put out there, I didn't know it was going to be out there until I went to vote. Actually, until her absentee ballot came, she voted early. That's when I saw it. It was not publicized. And I think had it been not put in with all those other taxes, because, you know, incomes are not going up, but people are being asked to pay more and more taxes. So what can you do? You have to balance your budget, and that's what I'm going to say with Maple Heights. Maybe with what you have, do more with what you have, because people aren't getting more money. And when we hear about the housing industry and the point of sale and homes going into foreclosure, that's how we're losing money. So the city is not getting it, but these people are not necessarily getting more and more money to have to pay and more taxes. However, I still feel like a community is kind of judged, is valued by how it treats its kids, its children, its youth, and how it treats its elderly people. Now, I don't even need to mention the swimming pool, the Little League. We know what happened there. So our youth got pushed aside. Now, will our seniors get pushed aside? Also, people who have actually worked and given to this community or whatever community they lived in at that time. So I feel like, as Maple Heights, I feel like we should really extend ourselves to the seniors. I feel like we should not close this building down. We should do whatever it takes to maintain this building or a place for the seniors to come, so they get the services they need. They hear about, as the young lady mentioned, getting help with her medical, getting help with her phone bill. I have my mother, wait, I'm gonna take this and sit down. She got her ballot, and she asked me to help her fill it out. And I said, okay, I'll get to it. And finally she said, you know what? I can take it down to the senior center. Linda helped me fill it out. And somebody needs that. She doesn't need necessarily everything, but some of these seniors need that. And it may come a time she may need more, but right now I can help her with something. So I think we don't want to be a society where, when people want to move in, they say, well, why would I go to Maple Heights? They don't have activities for their youth. They don't have activities for their seniors. The housing, my house now, as the young lady said, my house now is worth about at least $25,000, maybe almost $30,000 less than when I purchased it. But guess what? My taxes have not decreased. My taxes have not decreased. It's still up there. So some money is coming into the city, not all that apparently we need, but some money is coming. But I really implore you, do not put our seniors on the back burner. We don't want our seniors to be at home alone, not associating, dwindling, so forth. You understand what I'm saying? We want them to be active. We want their minds to stay active. We want them to get the services that they need. So I really implore you, Council, do what you can to maintain this center.
Absolutely. My name is Edith Carr, and I live in the new building, 16000 Maple Park Drive, apartment number 206. Just bear with me. If I break down, I break down. I just want to talk about how good the senior center has been good, and has been to me. The mayor, he's good to the seniors. Miss Linda, I have a son that's a Navy SEAL. I've been through a lot, and I couldn't have made it without coming here to the senior center. Amen. We have prayer meetings on Wednesday. It's such an uplifting. I'm going to make it short, but I want to let you know that it means a lot to us, the seniors, for the senior center to stay open.
Yes.
My son was here in June. Was it June, Miss Linda? Yeah. He came up, he said, Ma, you don't have to catch the van home. I want to come up here. I had no idea what he was going to do. He gave Miss Linda a card. Whatever he said or did, she had tears in her eyes. He told her, Miss Linda, thank you. The senior center has really took care of I lost my husband 3 years ago. I couldn't have made it without coming to the center. So please, I pray and beg, in some kind of way the center can stay open. Thank you very much.
Linda Pettit, 18905 Maple Heights Boulevard. In 2012, I had signed up before that. I just never made it here. But in 2012, we had a heat index of over 100. And the media said, please check on your seniors, the elderly, your relatives and neighbors, especially if they don't have air conditioning. And I suddenly realized I was who I was supposed to be checking on. I was the elderly that had no air conditioning. And so the first day, Monday, I went to church and then I went to the library. It's a very nice library. I spent 9 hours there. I thought, I can't do this all week. So on Tuesday after church, I came to the senior center. I figured they had air conditioning. I opened the door. I was right. They did. And I went right down to table 1 because that was as far as I could make it. And I signed up for a standby lunch because they told me to do that. And I've been doing that ever since. And then I hung around, watched TV, read magazines, read books, wrote out checks. Oh, my creditors are so happy. I keep writing checks on time now. So I started working at the reception desk. I'm Linda number 2, because we all know who Linda number 1 is. My doctor's very happy with my blood work because I've been eating hot vegetables and fruit on a better basis than I had been. I had trouble getting to doctor's appointments. I can't park a block away and walk to the door. The vans
Have been a lifesaver to me to get me to those appointments and back.
When we hit the severe cold last year and had a -30 wind chill, I was terrified to be at home alone. I have heat. But Jamie said the center was going to be closed, but if I wanted to, I could come in. And I did. And I stayed here and answered phone, my phone line, the food line, and I did whatever they wanted me to do paperwork-wise. I do these little tasks, but it leaves them to do the important things. When I had surgery 2 weeks ago, I told Linda I was coming back here after the surgery, and she was like, okay. They play cards here on Wednesday, right across from where the desk is. And so I figured if I keeled over, somebody from that group would probably call upstairs and tell her. They help all the seniors with forms that have to be filled out. Y'all don't know. You wait until you get to that point of all the pages that have to be filled out. We are support for each other. We've celebrated together, and we have been to funerals together. I was home for 7 days after that Wednesday, and that Tuesday night, I tried to find the suicide hotline number in my phone because I was so depressed. I hadn't been here for a week. And that Wednesday morning, last Wednesday, I said, I have to get myself out of this house or I won't be here. And so I prayed to God that He would hold me and get me up in the morning. And I called Clee and I said, I'm coming if my car starts. And I got here and I've been coming. The people here are so special. And I think it's because it starts upstairs. Those people upstairs are special. And that comes down to everybody that's here. I'm sorry, salt versus 7 people on dialysis versus meals for homebound people that can't get out, and for the food pantry that really affects a lot of people. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.